How's it going, guys? Ghost Garcia here, back again with another video. This time we are playing some more Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm trying something new, so we're not actually playing live. I had to use a splitter and do everything to make sure everything runs as smooth as possible, and have everything run through my capture card, which I'm actually not too mad about. So yeah, let's get into this. I'm sorry if you hear any of the squeaking. My chair is very squeaky. I apologize. But let's get into finding Penelope's shroud. We're also going to be talking today about ancient Greece, as we're continuing our historical synopsis. If that's not a word, bite me. Into ancient Sparta. As those of you that haven't figured out, Cassandra is Spartan, or she is a Spartan, so I figured we'd take this time to talk about ancient Sparta.
On a tiny boat. Let's try not to piss Poseidon off, shall we?
Call Icarus.
The legendary shroud. Elpenor wasn't lying.
Elpenor. I really don't like the way this guy looks. I am not going to lie.
Be careful not to get spotted.
So, ancient Sparta. For those of you who don't know, Spartans are ruled by Martian rule. They were the Dorian invaders during the Dark Ages. They were a semi-tribute society, a military society. They conquered Messina, which Messina, if you don't know, give me a second, is right over here. So this is Messina. Sparta's here. They conquered their neighbor over here, Messina. And they basically forced the Messenians.
All the years I lived on Kefalonia, I never realized the mighty Odysseus' palace was here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk when she talks because I figure that's missing the point of the game. So they basically forced the Messenians into forced labor. They had failed. Get over here. Nice. Thank you. I'll continue to talk after I handle this situation. Oof, oof. I forgot he's a level 5. I'm probably gonna die.
I won't lose.
Jesus. I really don't want to die right now, which is why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. That was intense.
A shroud in the flesh.
Anyway,
cloth.
where was I? Oh yeah, ancient Sparta forced the Messenians into forced labor, as well as there was failed rebellion prompts from them against the Spartans. They were organized into a three-class society, if you will. We're gonna go talk to this person over here real quick. A small Odyssey. Anyway, the three-class society: the homoioi, homomoi. Anyway, they were the equals. They're basically, you were Spartan, you were known as Spartan, your parents were Spartan, you were a true Spartan, which was only about 1/10 of the actual population.
Thank you.
Let's get out
Okay.
of here. Can you fight?
I'd be happy to.
All right, we're gonna follow her while we're over here. Then there was the Periokoi, Periokoi, who were the crafters and traders, and lastly there was the Helots, which were basically the bottom of the barrel society, the people that they conquered, basically slaves. They were the state serfs, if you will. Which, if you don't know what a serf is, it's like an indentured servant, but it's like it's a slave. It's basically what it is.
My thanks. I can't believe I let those Malakas sneak up on me.
Ithaca is a dangerous place to wander around on your own.
You're wandering around on your own. You're right. I can't fight a camp of bandits by myself. Could you help me to get to Odysseus's palace? I can pay.
I'll help you get to the palace.
Well, I'm in luck then. What do I call you?
Cassandra.
I'm Odessa, named after the great Odysseus.
Good to know.
Why would you want to go up there?
I am a descendant of Odysseus. I'm on a pilgrimage.
You're a descendant of the former king of Ithaca?
I'm the man who created the Trojan horse and defeated the Cyclops? The one who traveled to the land of the Lotus Eaters? The one the Odyssey is about? Yes, I am. Why?
You're not the first who said that, is all.
Well, I trust I don't need to prove my lineage to get up to the palace.
All right then.
We
Let's
should head
go.
to the palace while we have the chance.
Okay. Next thing, the way the Spartan society was, the Spartan system, like their government, I guess you could say, they had, what the freak is with all these wolves? I swear, when I played this on my personal profile, my personal save, there was not this many wolves, or this many, like, problems.
This way!
There was, two kings, there was a system of balance and checks, one domestic and one military involved. So basically you had a domestic king, and then of course you had your military king who was in charge of the military. And your domestic king, which if one wanted to go to war, say the military one wanted to go to war or whatever, and the domestic one said, no, we're not about to do that, then they would go with the domestic king. That's just how it worked.
This is it? It's just rubble.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Something more grand. My parents named me Odessa. I'm Odysseus's namesake. I thought if I came here, I might understand him more.
Well, do you?
Not at all. Take me to my boat. I'll pay you there.
Then there was two councils, one known as the they were known as the Assembly. One was all homomoi. Someone's gonna correct me in the comments below, and they were basically all homomoi of the 1/10 of the population. Spartan men, of course. No women were on the Assembly, and they were to propose legislation, kind of like our Congress today. Then there was the council, which was basically 2 kings, 5 ephors, and homoi over 60, which decide on legislation. Which the council was basically like your Supreme Court, if we were to put it into today's standards. Let's talk to her.
Well, this is for you. Such a disappointment.
Why is that place so important to you?
Are you joking? Odysseus lived there, ruled there. He ended the Trojan War, eluded Scylla and Charybdis. He had everything. Loyalty, love, fighting spirit.
He had the attention of the gods, too. That caused him a lot of trouble.
And it made him a legend.
You look cute right now. As if nothing can get in your way.
We're gonna flirt with
I
it.
don't usually
care.
like being called cute.
In time, you'll learn to love all the things I have to tell you.
You seem so certain.
I've had lots of success in the past.
I'm sure you have.
So what do you think?
I think I was in a much poorer mood before now. There's just so much I desire. To be as great as Odysseus. Where do I even begin?
Odysseus didn't want to go to war. And once it was over, it took him 10 years to get home. He wasted years of his life. All because the gods interfered. Stay home. Spend time with your family. Live your own life.
But who will remember my story then?
Would you rather be remembered or happy?
I'll have to give that some thought. Thank you.
Then another part of the Spartan system was known as the Crypteria, which was the secret police, which were made by adult males or adult Spartan males between the ages of 18 and 25, which were basically supposed to be make sure people were kept in line, and they would let the others know if anything was going to happen. You wouldn't know who they were, and it was just like I said, secret police. Now, like I said, the council was 2 kings, 5 efforts, and homoi over 60. So they were basically all the old guys, because the Spartan society was really really conservative, extremely conservative. They didn't like change at all. The life for Spartans, they had rough childhood. Their babies were exposed, I guess you could say, when they were younger. So what would happen is when there would be a Spartan couple would have a baby, they would why am I swimming? They would basically expose them. They would inspect the child, and honestly, if they didn't like what the child had to offer, if they weren't, I guess, up to their standard, most of the time they ended up killing the child because it wasn't up to the Spartan standard. As well as they were also taken away from their family and left at a crossroads, which what would happen is when you would leave them at a crossroads, most of the time you would get picked up. It was kind of like a survivability thing, best I can describe it. And if your child did not get picked up or found at this crossroads, then, you know, of course the child's gonna die. And it was a way of basically seeing which ones were to survive or which ones would be willing to get picked up and come. Which most of the time they got picked up and went home, because if you're gonna see a baby on a crossroads, you're gonna take that home to its family, to their family. I don't know why I said it's, but yeah. They were also the Agoge. They were training for military life. They were with their parents from about when they were a child till about 7 years old, and then after they turned 7, they would ship them off to be trained for the military, because the Spartans were a very militaristic society. So from 7 until the age of 18, you would basically be training to be a soldier. Women were partially excluded. They weren't warriors, like I said in the beginning of this gameplay. I chose the more non-historical route just for the hell of it. If I wanted to go like major like Spartan historical realistic, I would have picked Alexios rather than Cassandra. But we didn't. We just kind of did what we needed to. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, most Spartan women weren't warriors, but they were partially excluded. Mostly, I'll get into it after here in a second.
Cassandra? Good news, I hope.
Safe and sound.
Well done. And now the shroud is yours.
You don't want it? After all that?
I gained something more valuable today. For your troubles, Misthios.
If I knew any better, I'd think you were testing me.
Perhaps. You did well, Misthios. Tell me, how do you feel about killing a general in Megaris? Do this for me and earn double what you earned today. Are you up to the task? It would take you far away from Kefalonia. So far away you might never return.
Generals bleed like anyone else.
Good. What do you say?
Who is this general?
They call him the Wolf.
He'd do something to offend you?
Yes, he's costing me drachmi. He's not good for business.
Of course. It's always got to do with money.
Anything I should know about Megaris?
Only that it's the most valuable land in the Greek world. From a military perspective, of course. Unfortunately for Megarians, it has two very powerful neighbors who just can't seem to play nice. In the tug of war between Corinth and Athens, Megaris is their own.
Why me?
Because no one knows who you are. You're invisible.
I accept.
Splendid. You'll need a boat. You have one, don't you?
Of course.
Good. I hope it's sturdy.
And why is that?
The seas are much more dangerous, I'm afraid. War is coming, and the wolf is on the wrong side.
War? With who?
The entire Greek world is at each other's throats. What rock have you been hiding under exactly?
Kefalonia.
Mm.
And how do I
Pretty
know you're on the
self-explanatory.
right side?
Because I'm the one paying you.
I mean, well, that
You
makes
won't
sense.
be disappointed.
When your job in Megaris is done, come find me at Pilgrim's Landing in Phokis.
Litty. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, women being partially executed. Marriage was not companionate. It was more for
I need a boat.
survivability.
I should
I
go
guess
see
you
the
could say.
shipbuilder.
The whole goal of the Spartan goal was to gain military excellence, and if your offspring didn't provide that military excellence, you would get handled, which I stated prior. Basically, like I said, create healthy Spartans, like I just said, and foster loyalty. Make loyal Spartans. So that's where the Crypteria came in, the secret crypt police, as they were trained, like I said, to kill helots from uprising and put fear into helots, which were the serfs, so there was no uprising, as well as to make sure that other Spartans or any other peoples within the Spartan polis, I guess you could say, polis meaning community or city, not city, but the community around was pretty loyal to them. Another thing was when you're being trained for the military, like I said, you went to military school at 7, and there was some like role models and lovers, I guess you could say. And historically speaking, you would have a mentor, and that mentor was supposed to be your person who would train you into the brotherhood. But another way to get into the Spartan community is they would, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, molest the children. Kind of like a fraternization process. Not saying it's a good thing, it's not a good thing, but that's just kind of what happened within the Spartan community of things. They lived anyway, moving on from that, we don't want to spend too much time on that, as that could trigger some people, and we're not trying to trigger anybody, because there's a bunch of people that are snowflakes these days. The Spartans, they lived an austere life, simple food, simple life. They were proud to be laconic and disliked book learning. So like I said, they didn't like learning. They were trained to be military. They didn't like academics. It was kind of supposed to be like feminine. The more you like, and you know how I was saying women were partially excluded.
It's a fine ship, Telimenes.
Cassandra!
After this.
She is that. Ready to ride the waves for the right captain and the right price.
What'll it take for you to part with her?
Couldn't let her go for less than 100,000.
100,000? Who has that much?
Someone who's serious about buying a ship. You think craftsmanship like this is given away?
What if I told you I had obsidian to trade?
I tell you I still need 100,000 drachmi. Besides, even if I took your obsidian, a ship this size needs an army to sail it.
This is Kefalonia. I could always find someone down on their luck and willing to work for next to nothing to get off this island.
The seas are treacherous now. Well, more than usual. It would be suicide.
You're not being very helpful, Telimenes.
Not sure if this helps, but rumor has it the Cyclops is coming for you and Marcos.
Of course.
Rumors mean nothing. Don't believe everything you hear.
Rumor also has it his ship is docked in Kleptus Bay.
His ship, you say? I'll have to pay Kleptus Bay a visit.
Be careful. That one-eyed brute has a nasty temper.
So I can take his ship and deal with the Cyclops at the same time. Two birds, one stone.
Cool. Anyway, like I said, simple food, simple life. Proud to be laconic, just like book learning. Basically, if you're a book learner, you're basically looked at as like feminine. But like I was saying, women were partially excluded, but that doesn't mean that they didn't do anything. Most women at this time were trained in sports and to be athletic, all in that time to be military excellence. Because as long as your women are fit and on track, you can achieve said military excellence as well as get weed. That old saying that building good genes from being athletic and all that other good stuff. Like when people say, "Oh, I'm built to have D1 babies," etc., etc., etc. You know, when people say stuff like that, pretty much the same concept. But yeah, if you laconic meaning like for those who don't know what laconic means, it means they didn't like to talk to people. They kind of kept to themselves. Were really more into their actions rather than talking about things. Real conservative type people. Now, some of the Spartan legacies were the Peloponnesian League. Sparta bullied other city-states, had to make sure they stayed in control during these Peloponnesian League. Fundamentally a conservative force, and they they really opposed democracy. They saw democracy as hell on earth. It was the worst thing possible. They were a very extremely conservative society.
You don't look so good.
I angered them, I think. The gods.
It's possible. I hear they can be vengeful.
I used to worship Hermes at the Droorati cave. There are gods there too, you know.
In the cave?
They grant wishes if you bring them tribute. So everyone makes an offering and asks for something in return. No wishes of mine granted though. I'm running out of money and tribute. I'm poor myself, you know. I did something wrong.
You know Hermes. He can be a trickster.
Oh, but there are many gods in this cave, all asking for different things. Go hear them yourself. You'll get my last tribute if you do. I need to know if they're real.
All right, don't worry. I'll go.
Oh, thank you. Remember, be careful where you step, Mistios. You'll be walking on holy ground.
We'll see about that.
But regardless of them hating democracy and basically bullying other city-states, most Spartans, like I said, they didn't like writing and stuff like that. So most records we get about Sparta and the Spartans were from their neighbors. Now everybody in the Peloponnesian League was like people from Achaea, Argolis, Lacedaemon, Alice, and Arcadia. Basically, this entire let me pull up this map right here. We can get a better idea of what I'm talking about here. So this entire area was basically what made up the Peloponnesian League. You had Arcadia, Achaia, Arcadia, Argolis, Laconia, Messina, and Elis over here. This was the entire Peloponnesian League, along with Attica, Athens, etc., etc. These all did trading with each other, and like I said, Sparta's here. They basically bullied their neighbors in this area. Oh, and then in Corinthia, which that's where Corinth's at. But the Spartans were really admired, regardless of how they were seen. They were basically admired because of their strength and the stability of their city-state and the simplicity that they lived by. So a lot of these other areas, even though they were bullied, they really admired them, I guess you could say, just on numerous things. The hell? That goat scared the crap out of me. I didn't think it was a goat. I'm gonna end this Spartan talk here. We'll talk about Athens next time. So there's your little brief synopsis of ancient Sparta and what they believed. We're gonna do this last mission, then I'll probably end the video.
Someone dropped offerings here. Looks like they were trying to carry them away behind the statue.
Hopefully this one came out better than the last one. I was literally going through trying to make the quality better because when I was rewatching my video last time when I uploaded, there was one part that like skipped over, then there was one part that like dropped hella frames. It was really bad. Oh, looks like we're fighting somebody again, of course. Of course. After we do this last mission, and then we can request, I should say, Spartan kick. Bitch. Bam. Iron metal. And like I was saying before, I really enjoy, like I said, I'm a history major, and I really made these videos in inspiration for talking ancient Greece now. Granted, we're only going to be talking ancient Greece in this class for about 2 weeks, and this game is going to take me more than 2 weeks to complete, I can almost guarantee you. With the way things are set up. If I'm not playing every day, I'm playing twice a day. So if y'all are interested in finding anything else about like ancient Greece or whatever, I can always look up things and do my research a little bit more, and then we can talk more on certain subjects. Just let me know in the comments below what you would want to talk about, etc. And we can get into it. Like I said, these are just some.
People should have known something was off.
These are just some
all their loot.
brief synopsis of certain areas. No, and you can tell Cassandra Spartan just based off of some of the stuff that she like talks about, and how she's like kind of reserves herself. She's not very talkative because that's not how she was raised, being in a Spartan community. Like I said, the only historical inaccuracy is that what she does is not like Spartan women. So that's the only like real difference. It's out of character for Spartan women to do what she does, being trained to fight and all that. That didn't happen at all. Hungry gods. Okay. We're gonna go that way. And then once we end it over here, I will end the video. And we can see how this goes once everything uploads. But yeah, finally figured out how to get this to work. have to disable the HDCP that PlayStation is known for. Put on an HDMI splitter, so it's not going directly into the capture card. It's being split from the TV to the computer and all that other type of stuff for me to get this type of gameplay. And the other thing, I'm watching this recording on my laptop as I'm recording it at times, and it's a lot lighter on the laptop than it is when I'm
No
watching it
gods
on
in
the
the
TV.
caves. Only bandits stealing people's hopes and Rahmi.
I knew it! Thieves!
At least you know you won't face Zeus's wrath. Maybe he'll take pity on you.
I hope Zeus bring his wrath on those bandits.
Don't worry, I brought mine. That should be good enough.
I'm gonna do one more thing before we end it. I want to end this video on a high note, quite literally a high note. And we're gonna go to this undiscovered location. It's 500 meters away. As well as I'm gonna fix something. We can go to our inventory now because we have good stuff. Now we can hold whatever these are. Epsilon blade 63, 63. All these are 63, 58. Epsilon. Yes. Spears, of course. Abilities. Oh, we'll look into that later. Armor. We can get better armor now. Mercenary gloves. I'll take that. Oh, that's a level 2. We'll take Mycenaean armor, which we talked about the Mycenaeans. They basically conquered the Minoans at the start of Greek civilization. More Mycenaean armor, or should we'll do mercenary breastplate, or should we do Mycenaean? And we'll do mercenary. Here, Athenia, mercenary belt. 28, 25. Yeah, we'll do the Mycenaean. And this one's 28, right? They're both 28, so it doesn't really matter. I don't care if it doesn't match. And we'll do some Mycenaean greaves. Now, I'm never going to put a hood on her. Or any of this stuff. So, yeah. Cool. Well, let's go over to this area and do a little scenic type-esque thing and end the video on a high note. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoy these. I really enjoy making them, and hopefully y'all learn something from them a little bit as well. Again, I apologize for the squeaky chair. I realize I need a better chair. But that's not the budget right now. if you catch my drift. I also have a Twitch channel.
It'll be trouble if I'm spotted here.
Be sure to check that out or follow it. I'm trying to get 50 subs. I mean, not subs, followers. Biff. But yeah, I really enjoy talking about history, and like I said, this is kind of like me. It's helping me study for my Western Civilization courses, because I'm usually using what I'm learning my notes from his class, or her class, I should say. My bad, her class. From what I'm writing down in their class, and what we're learning and stuff like that. What's with all these freaking wolves, man? No one likes y'all. Jesus. Freaking got to level 6. Almost there. And it's also helping me to be able to talk history in front of an audience, as I'm trying, like I said, be a history teacher for high school. It's helped me practice for that as well, even though that's 3 years away, I guess you could say, from when I would take my teaching cert. but you get the idea.
The Cyclops. Time to have a little chat.
I was supposed to end up being over here anyway. And actually, I think I will leave the talk about Athens to where we start actually getting into the Peloponnesian War in this. So the next time I might start talking about it a little bit later in the video, or I might just have just a random gameplay without a historical synopsis. I wanted to do that for Sparta, but I figure I might as well talk about it now. Everybody likes Sparta. But anyway, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, share, and subscribe, all that goodness. And yeah, leave your comment on below if you think I can improve on something. All feedback is welcome, and like I said, I hope y'all really enjoyed the video. Yeah, oh, hit that little bell icon at the bottom so next time, you know, every time there's a new video up. I'm also recording stuff for the Modern Warfare 2 beta this weekend, for those of you that are interested in Call of Duty and stuff like that. But other than that, leave a like, share, and subscribe. Catch you in the next one.